Welcome in. I just wanted to answer some questions that I get quite frequently. Is how do you make the Holset HE series work for a spark ignition engine, aka like a gas engine, not diesel? The biggest thing with these is when they're just standard on the diesel engine, they come with their own flange and they have this big cast piece that's like the downpipe turn down. And since most people aren't going to use that and the flange is unstandard, the most common thing to do is weld on a plate and then put on like a 3-inch, 3.5 or 4-inch V-band. So you can just weld the V-band right to that plate. There is a significant difference in the hole size of where the old V-band is from the OEM and where the new one is that you need to go. The reason for that is because there's also an internal wastegate which needs to also be plugged. And what you can do on that is one of two things. You just cut the wastegate, take out the parts, and then you need to weld this up. You can also weld it up from the inside. This is just a hole on another one. You can see back in here where it protrudes through. It's welded up right there. There's just a sleeve that the actuator pivots on in the wastegate. So that needs to be taken care of. So you can do any number of things to plug it up. All you need to do is just plug it up. Otherwise the exhaust pressure will just come out. It's just a hole going into the turbine housing. So plug that either on the inside or the outside. You can also make these a little more compact. Like in my case, this little bulge right here on the OEM casting was in my way. So I just took a grinder, cut that out, and now you can see it's smooth. It's not perfect, but it gained me a little bit more space. And the next thing that you need to do is just decide if you're going to do a wastegate or not. You can weld a wastegate on the housing on these. Try to make it so the flow is going directly into the wastegate, giving the wastegate the most priority. If you look through, you can see directly through it. That's the ideal way for a wastegate to be mounted into this turbo. If you put it on the side, the gas has to turn, and a lot of the times it actually goes past it and creates a vacuum. It doesn't actually turn out, especially at higher boost. So make sure if you do that, you go with that. I used 316L, ER316L filler to go to the housing. So from mild steel, this is just rolled DOM 1.5-inch pipe to this cast iron housing, using that, and just did a couple of passes and holds up just fine. So just wanted to cover a couple of those things since a lot of people are interested in using these turbos. There's just a couple of things you need to consider because they are meant for an OEM diesel application. You just need to be able to put a 3-inch V-band on it, which it's a lot easier to just cover that with a whole big plate, and then it gives you something to mount on. If you see in here, it's all just a big shelf where this plate is. And then you need to plug the wastegate. So there's a wastegate hole that actually comes through. You'll see it in here. It comes through, if I can get some light for you. There it is. Comes through the side. This is from the factory. You just need to plug it. You can cap it off. On this one, I actually used the factory flapper for the wastegate and just welded it up. And then you got to plug the hole for the actuator pivot. Come out, and then should be golden. Wastegate, plug hole, and should be off to the races. So anyway, enjoy using these. These 9 cm squared housings are basically magic in my experience, and they can make well north of 700 horsepower, no problem, even on a T3 flange. It's all in the size of the turbine. And if you want one of these that can make some serious horsepower, Bradley at Savage Fabrication can help you out and get you an upgrade kit. You can do it at home, or you can send in your turbocharger or buy one from him where he has them ready to go and he'll just ship you a unit. So I'll leave his link in the description, and you can check him out if you want a bad boy Holset, HE351, and go check them out. Thanks.